Hi, this is Jeffrey, and today I wanted to show you what is probably one of the nicest Amtrak schedules ever produced. Now, this is from 1975. The date on this schedule is effective April 27th, 1975, and it's for the Northeast schedules. It definitely includes the Northeast Corridor lines as well as probably other routes in the Northeast. Now, I've had this schedule since I was a child, and luckily I've kept it ever since. So let's take a look at what we have here on the front of this schedule. So first of all, we have 4 drawings of locomotives. Now, only one is Amtrak, of course, because this shows the history of locomotives in America, sort of, in a very condensed way. So the first locomotive we have on top is a vertical boiler locomotive from the year 1830. Now, the second one below that is a 440 locomotive from 1893. And it says State Express, so I believe this is the Empire State Express. Probably from the New York Central. I'm not too sure what railroad that originally was, but it's probably the Empire State Express. Below that, we have in 1941 the Daylight from Southern Pacific. So this is the Southern Pacific Daylight, and I believe this locomotive was designated as type GS4. It's a 484 wheel arrangement. It was of a semi-streamlined design, and one of these locomotives still does exist, and it is used on excursions every once in a while. Now, below that, we have the most recent up-to-date locomotive in 1975. And as you can see, that one is definitely an Amtrak locomotive. The designation of this diesel locomotive, I believe, is an SDP-40F. It was Amtrak's first diesel locomotive designed and built specifically for Amtrak. Now, these locomotives did not do very well, and they were replaced within a few years. They had some riding issue qualities. There were some of them that were involved in accidents or crashes. So these locomotives did not last very long. But overall, just looking at this schedule, this is a very, very nicely done publication from Amtrak that you really don't see much. So let's take a look at the inside of this schedule. So when you open up the schedule to the center, this is what you see. So we have 2 main images here. On the top, we have a map of the Northeast routes, and on the bottom, we have a very nice photograph of the turbo train. So let's see what the caption says for this photograph. It says, Amtrak's new New York to Boston turbo train operates via the scenic shoreline route. I mean, isn't that fantastic? A really nice photograph of a full length consists of the Amtrak turbo train. Unfortunately, the turbo train was not a total success, and the experiment was never really repeated again. Although the turbo train did run on more railroads than Amtrak, it did run on Penn Central, it did run on Canadian National. So it's very nice that they included a picture of Amtrak's newest train, the turbo train. So the map, let's see the points in this map. Okay, the furthest city north is Montreal. Then we have Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, Cumberland, Harrisburg, and Buffalo. and the line to Toronto is a non-Amtrak route. So those are the lines or the routes that are in this schedule. Now on page 4, we have an advertisement for Amtrak's freight shipping service. So let's read a little bit about what it says. Amtrak makes your shipping dollar go further. Amtrak Express Service. We've got hundreds of thousands of pounds of carrying capacity to cities all over the country for everything from legal briefs to airline parts. And your package or shipment goes from midtown to midtown without delays from weather or traffic jams or fuel shortages or truck slowdowns. Wow, that's really great that Amtrak once had its own freight service. So on page 8 of this schedule, we have descriptions of some of the train staff that you will meet on your ride, such as the train conductor, the maitre d' or waiter in charge, the service attendant, and the customer service supervisor. Now, on the right, on page 9, we have an advertisement for a rent-a-car service that I guess worked in conjunction with Amtrak. Pages 12 and 13 show the typical schedule throughout this timetable. And on the top, you can see that they used a graphic of the Metroliner, of the front of the Metroliner, which is kind of nice. So here's a close-up of the graphics used on the timetable showing the Metroliner. And under column 149, it looks like something that sort of represents a Bud RDC rail car. Now on the last page of this schedule, we have an advertisement about Amtrak and Greyhound that says, when your Amtrak train can't take you all the way, finish your trip by Greyhound bus. So the second paragraph says, Amtrak and Greyhound have joined hands to make it easier to get you where you want to go. Get details from any Amtrak ticket agent or authorized travel agent. They can also give you both Amtrak and Greyhound ticketing through to your final destination on any of these Greyhound routes. And they list 10 of the routes in which you'll need to take a Greyhound bus to complete. Amtrak. We want to make traveling easier for you. And finally, on the back of the timetable, it shows a map of the United States with all of the Amtrak routes currently in operation in 1975. So I hope you enjoyed this look at a vintage Amtrak timetable from April of 1975. And as always, thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.